Well, good morning. Welcome, Field Home Farm Sessions, episode 198. I got to get everything organized, my coffee, my water, my. I don't want to say go have a pee. Anyways, topics to talk about. Yes, episode 198, May 6th, 2025. Going to get the 4-H calves. Tryout still going on. Finally get on the fields. Another baby born on the farm. Little more rain. I got to turn this phone off. Little more rain. Second round of playoffs have started for the old mystery and all the loser fans out there. We'll start with that because that was the thing I did when I went before I went to bed last night. I watched the Leafs, and yes, they won. It was a nail biter. I think it was 5-3. Hold on. I will give you the exact because people come here for exact information, don't they? Because that's what they do. They won 5-4, so the Panthers scored with I think it was a minute 30 left. It is the first of the second round, so the series is by far from being over. I remember when I used to be a fan, used to count down. They have to win 16 wins to win the Stanley Cup, so 4 wins in each round. So they've won 5, so they have to win 9 more games to win the Stanley Cup. If that's what all the Leafs fans want. Now, for some reason, only had one game on last night, and tonight they have 2 games. Hubie Jen, I know she's just an avid hockey fan, and and it's something to do. My wife was in the other room watching something else, and I go in and I don't even want to say it was on the TV, but it was something a little bit. Let's put it this way: it was gay, and so I said I'm going in the other room to watch TV to watch a hockey game. So that's what happens. So that's anyways. I'm not going to get into anything else. Anyways, that's what happened. The Leafs won. And the Jets, the Winnipeg Jets, who's another Canadian team, they won the night before against crap. Who did they play? Anyways, they won in overtime, and it was amazing because I think they were down 2 goals with a minute left. They scored 2 goals to tie the game, went in overtime and won. So for my Manitoba Milt, who has season's tickets to the Jets, I think him and his brother-in-law, that is awesome and amazing for him because the Winnipeg Jets have a good team. I think they finished first in the league. So I said, I hope they actually win the cup. That would be amazing if they did. Winnipeg, they need to keep they had a team in Winnipeg. They left. They went to Atlanta, and then they brought them. Or no, they went to where did they go? Anyways, they left. They came back to Winnipeg, so it was good. Now they got a team. We got to keep them there. And I'm not so sure Winnipeg fans are as crazy as the Leaf fans is that they just go. They go if they win. So if Winnipeg was losing and not going so good, I don't think they'd go, unfortunately. So second round playoffs is underway. I don't know. There's nobody on today. No Emmett, no Mystery, no KJ. They come on. I've been on for 3 minutes, so they'll come on later. Tryouts are still going on. My daughter, it was her second tryout for the Double B for Barrie Sharks last night. And they give you the post an hour and a half, which is why I kind of had to stay up last night. So it was like 10:30 by the time they gave us the results. And she made it to the next round, which is the third. And they play tonight against her old girls organization, Central York. So that should be interesting. And I'm just glad she made it. There was another girl on the team, Olivia, and I think I mentioned them before. Parents own few Tim Hortons franchises. Great people, great to talk to. Great to talk about business and stuff. I was talking to the dad last night. Unfortunately, his daughter did not make it, which really sucks because I know if you put her on that ice and put her with a race with everybody else, she'd beat them. This girl is fast. She takes off. Now, she's a little disorganized as far as puck control, and she was cherry picking a bit last night and didn't get picked. But if I was a coach, I would pick her for sure because she can. When her and Ruby were together, or sorry, her and my daughter were together on the same line last year on the boys team, they were on fire because my daughter can get her the puck and that girl can take off with the puck. So you need those two kind of things. My daughter's very smart as far as knowing where to put the puck, where that person's going to be. Doesn't have the takeoff speed all the time that she should, and that's where this girl comes in. So unfortunately, she didn't make it. Now that sucks, but there is a B. There's a B team. They made a fourth team for the Barrie Sharks U13s. So there's a double B, which is what my daughter hopefully gets the cut tonight. Fingers crossed, toes crossed. And then they start, I think next Tuesday they start the B trials. So hopefully we don't have to do that. But I do like that girls play. I think she's going to be really good, Olivia, in a couple years. So maybe next year they'll be on the same team again. Who knows? In the Barrie Sharks organization. So, and that's enough about the tryouts. Got that going on. Yes, it rained a bit last night, so it slowed us down on the way back from hockey in Barrie. At night, it was raining a bit, and I thought there'd be a lot more rain in the gauge today, and there's only 1/10 of an inch. So if we get a sun, it's supposed to be sunny the rest of the week, so that should be all right. I'll get into my planning in a minute, but it's okay to maybe God, if you believe in God and all that stuff, maybe he had a reason because now we have time to go to old Hank's funeral today. So Hank Vanderpost, I think I mentioned him before, hoof trim for 40 years. I was reading his obituary, read hoof trim for 40 years. This guy worked like hell. All those old guys, Bill, my dad, Hank, all those guys, like they just knew how to work and they knew how to have fun. They used to do everything to the max. Like it was a great time in, I don't think they didn't know any different. Now, mind you, my dad didn't come to watch hockey as much. I think he came to watch the last game. And you say, well, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. We didn't go on cruises. We didn't have a cottage. But the things that you did together as far as working and throwing bales, I know that seems kind of not vacation-y, but that's what you did with my dad, my brother, and myself, and my cousins, and all that. We threw bales, we milked cows, we fed cows, we went to events together. Like that's how you bonded as a family. Today's, I don't know, you bonded as much, but anyways. So that's his funeral today. There was a wake last night. Like you go when you visitation, you say, I'm sorry for your loss, and walk through the line, see pictures and everything, talk to the family. And I forgot all about it during the day, and I was cultivating anyways. And actually, Hank, when my wife and I got married in 2010, Hank actually, it was April 17th we got married, and that week we went away on a cruise down south. And the field right now where I have the chicken barn, I said to my dad, because we had cows, so we planted spring barley, and then you'd underseed it with hay, so the hay would grow the next year. So I said to my dad, just wait till I get back to plant that field here. And I did a coffee break. Hold on. So I got back, and back then I didn't have a cell phone. I don't think I had a cell phone in 2010. Anyways, I didn't have a cell phone, so I didn't care much about technology. You didn't have to know everything like right away, so I didn't even worry about it. Didn't have a phone. It was a beautiful time, and got back, and he got the field plan. And I said, why didn't you wait? He goes, oh, it was nice weather. I thought I'd go. And I said, well, who helped you? And it was Hank who helped cultivate the field. Mystery is on. Are you just getting up after celebrating your Leafs win last night? Because I did watch it. It was not exciting. I did watch the last period, last 14 minutes. I got home from my daughter's hockey. I was mentioning that before. So, and I said too, they got 9 more wins till your elusive Stanley Cup. Do you have any tickets, Mystery? Because I think Woodbridge Gord has a couple tickets for tomorrow night's game. So parade through downtown G-Town. I don't think there'll be that many people in G-Town going on a parade, but you never know. I remember years ago, and this is a story just popped in my head. Years and years ago, I think it was 03 or whatever time they lost in the second round. I think they made it, and there was a guy actually crying in the streets of Bradford because they lost. Like it was just insane the amount of emotion that these people go through. And this is 22 years later. Hopefully he's grown up, but who knows? So talking about Hank Vanderpost funeral today, Mystery, if you didn't know that, got to go to there. That'll be 11 o'clock. And then they always have these old church sandwiches. You have egg sandwiches and whatnot. So I was thinking about just going to St. Louis, but probably do that. We'll see what the wife thinks. And yes, I finally got out in the field. I said, screw it, I'm just going to try it. And cultivating away. There's a few wet spots. So you drive through and you lift up the cultivator, and that's lovely. Next pass, I drove through, and wouldn't you know it, I got fucking stuck. It was not, so you're going, as human head, you just go back and forth till you get even more stuck, which is really shitty. So Yes, I got stuck with the cultivator, and the cultivator goes up slower, so it's not like a bang bang. So when you're going through and you're trying to lift the cultivator up, it's going up slow and you're getting more stuck. So got stuck, shut her down. I remembered because Dan, our construction guy, was fixing the window, putting a new window in our house at the front door, and he's a farm kid, old farm kid. So I called him. I said, Dan, and he could see the field from the window he was working on. He says, "Yeah, it looks like you're having a bit of trouble over there." I said, "Yes, Dan. Are you stuck?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "What do you want me to do?" So I said, Clevey or Mystery, I'm not too worried about what people fucking think. Okay, I can get stuck. I can miss rows. I can do whatever you want. I don't care what people think. I do it because I love it, and if I miss something or get stuck, that's human nature. I really don't. I really try not to worry about what other people think anymore. So I did get stuck, or I wouldn't be telling you this story if I cared what I thought about it. So my internet's shitty today. Well, I don't know what to tell you. It says on my computer it's excellent. So you'll have to listen back and see what happens. So mystery. So Dirty Dan, I get him a call. So I get the tractor and we go over with the loader tractor, hook on. Wouldn't you know it, the one fucking chain breaks because it's an old chain. I walk through Home Depot. I walk through Princess Auto. I say, "Oh, I got to get a chain." You look at the chain, and you're thinking, "No, I don't need a chain." And because I think the last time I got stuck was about 3 years ago. And if you get stuck, never unhook the cultivator. Never unhook a piece of equipment. Get something on the front of it and pull it through. Because years ago I did that, and then you're trying to hook that piece of machinery back up. It does not work. So I just left it on. So chain broke the first time. Had another piece of chain, hooked it together. He pulled. We pulled it out. It was as easy as slicing a hot knife through butter. Bang out. Now there's a nice little wet spot in the field, and there's water there. And Dan says, I got a tile." And I said, "Yes, thank you." But if you see where I got stuck to where the ditch is, I would guarantee it's 2,000 feet. So I'm not tiling that particular spot anytime soon. Maybe we'll see what happens, but I've never got stuck there before in the history of the farm in 26 years. Why I got stuck this year, I have no idea, and we'll see. So if you spend $10,000 getting a tile done for one time getting stuck that I can work around the spot, I don't know. We'll see. Got that out. I got the on my list is I got to get a fucking chains, anyways. And Mystery, since you're on and listening, cutting in and out, I made it to the big old beautiful part of Ontario called Yarker, Ontario. If you don't know where Yarker is, you go east of Ontario, east of Toronto, about 2.5 hours, 2.5 hours, straight east. You get off at Napanee. Now, Napanee, you think that's far enough, but no, you got to go a half hour outside of Napanee through little towns, and there's kids at a gas station wanting us to do a barbecue or whatever. We had the trailer on. We had a calf we had to take back. A jersey. I said I don't really like taking jerseys, but I took a jersey anyways. Hold on, and I Mystery, what are you doing today for fun? No Roscoe, no KJ. I had two guys from Israel the other day listening. They just left. My beautiful listening community does not listen to my episodes when I don't do it live. So I don't know. There's like no, except for Hubie Jen. She's very good on the comments. Now it says I have a poor connection. So maybe it. Oh, there it is. His Excellence. Did I stop by and see Gailey Kevin on my travels? I thought about it, but we left about 8 o'clock in the morning. No, 7 o'clock in the morning. Went up to Utopia to get this calf. By the time we got there, by the time we stopped, by the time we got gas, it was around 11:45. My daughter had hockey that night. I said, I got to get back. By the time if go see Napanee Kevin, it'll be a beer there. It'll be another time. So 3 hours on the way back. We got home at 4:30. Got the pen ready. Had got the straw. Put the calves in it. It says poor connection again, motherfucker. Anyways, got to deal with it. Got to deal with it. I don't know what's going on with my internet, but anyways, we did not see Napanee Kevin. Napanee Kevin, if you remember, I told a long time ago. I think I had a different name for him, but we did not see him. We took the 407 on the way home. That'll be a nice bill. I don't know if they charge you for. I don't know if they charge you when you have a cow trailer, but anyways, we got the two calves home. They're beautiful calves. Miss Brienne Brown. The farm, I don't know what to say. I'm not going to say anything negative. It's not the best area in the world. I think they grow good crops because apparently it's a lake bottom on there, but just the desolate. It is just in the middle of nowhere, and they got the farm for sale. It's online. Mystery, are you holding your coffee in your seat? They want $7 million for this property. I think it's 300 and I don't know. I'm going to guess 360 acres, but you get I forget what it was, 70 kilos of quota, basically roughly 70 kilos of quota. I think it's what 24,000 a kilo. So you're at 1.8 million for that. Take that off. You are at 5.2 million for the farm, and I think it's like 14,000 acres, something like that. So be that as it may, it's a tie stall too. You're getting yourself in the tie stall. I'm not gonna say like that negative. It's not for everybody, but whether or not you buy it, you put a robot on it. That would be what you should do. But who knows? Let's read what mystery. 2,300 acres at Elmer with 8 houses for 72 million. Where's 2,300 acres? That almost sounds like a Walker kind of a way because $72 million. I guess if you were a developer like these Condrain guys, they have billions of dollars. They just drive around buy stuff. So who knows? Farming's good. Keep farming going. I'm glad that everybody says farmers make too much money and all this, but out Perth Way, Wellington, I mean, those farmers, yes, they make a lot of money, but they have to make money to buy the farms so that developers don't come in and swoop in and grab them. So it's keep making the money, keep doing that. I haven't looked to see if carbon tax is off yet, but anyways, Yarker, Ontario, it's lovely. Anyways, let's just put it that way. There's a lot there's a lot of rock getting to it. Napanee is historically not the best land in the world. Elmer's a little bit better land in the world. So we got the 2 calves. One's a baby December, one's a baby March, and they look like awesome calves. The girls have been. I said the girls the same as last year. I said you guys are in charge of the calves. I'm not like sounds really bad. I'm not encouraging you to do 4-H, but if you're going to do 4-H, you're going to have to look after the calves. I'll help. I had to put a bale of straw in there this morning and fucking wrecked my knee, hit the wall with my knee because my daughter was helping and she's not as strong, so I'm trying to flip this bale around. But anyways, I will help them, but they are in charge of feeding. They're in charge of everything. So good calves, and let's see what happens. Hopefully they get middle of the pack this year. So oh yes, getting out. So who knows? We'll be on the fields again. I haven't sowed any corn. Just try to get that ready, and then you're driving around. You see these big rocks. Mestry, if you're looking for a job, there is some nice rocks to pick in Bradford, Ontario. I bet you I could pay you $100 an hour, and you probably wouldn't come pick rocks, would you? Because I don't think I would either. But 4-H calves, farms for sale. Ordering feed, yes, I got to order the special protein feed for these heifers. Brienne gave me this mega show program for these calves. I never knew it before. As a dairy farmer who likes to grow good hay, I've always thought just give the calves the best hay. But no, she says this is Mystery can correct me on this. He's more showy than me, but dump the protein into them and give them crappy hay or not as good a hay. So they just chew the hay like a buffer and they use the protein to grow. And then she says, watch the manure, and if they get loose in the manure, cut that back and then give them a little bit better hay. So I said, okay, we'll see what happens. More rain, not that much. Got that done. Oh, baby calf. We had a beef calf, another baby beef calf at the old Swacker at Upper Grand Veterinarian Clinic is listening. His preg checks, his cedars worked. So we have one Black Angus bull calf on the ground and one speckled park, another speckled park bull on the ground. So 2 bulls for next year's freezer. my daughters and son love that when I say that. I say something about a freezer of beef, and they're Dad. So that's what happens. They're cute as hell now. My daughter, she runs out to the barn all the time and checks the calves and sees what happened. But we are going long today. I'm going to hit the 20-minute mark, only because I haven't done this for a long time and I had lots to talk about. So I was driving the tractor yesterday to stop a couple times because one of my DCRs, which I was before, asked me when are we having our meeting, and you don't know until you get it. Like as a director or a politician or something like that, you get onto the board, or you get onto politics, and you forget the little things that you used to have to do to organize everything else until an election comes. That's when you really worry about the people, and next thing you know, so it's hard because you're dealing with everything else has to do with the board, and because I'm new, I'm delving into that. But then on the other hand, you still got to keep your DCRs informed and what's going on. Mystery is you're down there, medium and medium rare. I wanted to call them steak or hamburger or something like that, but my son did not like that. I forget what he called them. There's something they got some cool names for the calves, but yeah, I don't know what would you call a Speckle Park medium? No, medium rare is a little bit. I always have my steaks a little bit medium. So when you get medium rare, it's like who the hell had it? It was like blue or whatever. They just cook it and cook it, and I'm like that is just not good. When you see that steak screaming, that's not good. So getting organized in district. So I talked to my district chair, which I used to be, and my old director. He'd been doing it for like 21 years, so it was kind of free flowing, and he knew what to say at meetings. He knew when to organize meetings. On the policies and the bylaws, I am supposed to. KJ, holy fuck, you're on like 20 minutes in. What happened? Were you at a 4-H meeting with Autumn L? I don't know. My daughter had a 4-H meeting at Dandyland Holsteins last night. I think they did judging, but I'm on the hockey dad part of it, so I am very into that. So I was at her hockey tryout last night. My wife took them to Dandyland Holsteins, and I think Devin, High Pockets, my dad called him. You did showed them how to judge, and I don't know. It's kind of one of those things. I'd rather have them teach them how to clip the calf, how to show the calf. Judging, not as much. My daughter says, "What do I look for?" I said, "Look for the big one, straight top line, long rib, nice legs." That's what do you look for in a woman. What do we look for in a woman? I didn't say that to her. I did not say that to my daughter. So they had the 4-H meeting last night. I was just getting into KJ organizing my district as I'm the director now, and I have 4 DCRs. I have to organize my district, and we have to get meetings. So I text them, just text back and forth. I said, Wendy, when would you like to have a meeting? Because no matter what we do, we have meetings. So they said, well, I'm busy. He said, that's fine, but this meeting's going to happen no matter what. It's like if you die, shit's going to happen. Like it doesn't matter if you're seeding or whatever you're doing, things are going to keep rolling. So I said to my DCRs, I said, that's fine. If you got nothing to say, nothing to contribute, like basically the topics that come up are chick health. When you get your chicks, are they good? What's going on with them? Excuse me, unedited. Feed, how they grow, feed conversion with the chicks, what processors, whatnot. It's just there's a whole umbrella basket of things the topics that need to be discussed all the time, and then where to spend your money that comes into the board. Are we using it right? Are we utilizing your hard-earned money? So those are the topics that we always talk about. And you got to socialize too. It's part of the business. KJ, I am very sorry about the 3-minute podcast today for you, but Mystery, I think he's been on about 20 minutes. So on that note, I will see you later. Thank you for listening, and go Florida, go. And go Jets, go too. KJ said rude. Sorry, KJ. Go back and listen after.